People, DG, I'm back again. What was I gonna say? Tiago Dantas. Now Benfica, I don't know what they put in the water in Portugal in general, but especially in Benfica, they're producing some very good young players. They got João Felix, Gelson Fernandes, um, Ronaldo Camara. I can't say his name. They've got some good players dotted around. Shout out to Sporting as well, because Sporting got good young players. But back to Benfica, some good young players, a good philosophy of young players, a good philosophy in terms of a approach. They want players to come through the academy. If not, they want to scout the best players wherever they can. They take advantage of the South American work permit issues that a lot of teams like England, teams in England and things like that suffer with, and they make it work for them. They get a lot of players from, I've seen they're actually getting some players from Scandinavia and America now. I think they do their work around, especially the Eastern European region is very underrated in my opinion. Guys like Matic and them sort of regions, they're very underrated. Again, probably where there's probably issues around work permits, they manage to use it to their advantage. In short, it doesn't matter whether they're bringing players in or developing their own. They've got some good players. João Felipe as well. Tiago Dantas is one of them as well. Now, because there's so many, especially for me, João Felix is the one. Maybe he doesn't get the hype, and he's 17. He's got a long way. He's still very raw for me. He needs to develop physically, both in his running and just. I'm not saying he has to be a beefcake, but a bit more because he's easily brushed off the ball. But I like him a lot. He's 17. Very cultured attacking midfielder. He can play in a couple of roles, but very cultured, and he's very much a Portuguese player. Give him a ball at his feet, there's not much he can't do. Excellent range of passing, decent dribbler, carrier of a ball. Could get his head up a bit more, admittedly. Good striker of dead ball situations. I wouldn't say he's a mad threat from a set piece, but he can strike a set piece. He can deliver it in for his teammates, or he can have a decent opportunity at goal from free kicks. Can put in decent corners. He's a good striker of a ball. He looks like a good player. He's an extreme. He's a player that I'd say breeds creativity. To be fair with you, I like him a lot. Obviously, he's 17, and he's got a long way to go. But I think the potential's there to develop. I think he's contracted until 2020, so we'll see how it goes. But it's easy to see why a lot of European clubs are looking at him despite his young age. He's still raw, but the potential is there, man. Like I said, João Felipe and João Felix are the ones for me, to be fair. But below that, and Gedson Fernandes, I don't even count him because he's already first team like that, starting already. But yeah, he is one that might be able to follow. I think he could develop into a good player for Benfica in Portugal one day, man. But he's 17. It's down to him to work. It's down to, God willing, he has a clear run in terms of injuries and things like that. But he's a player that looks to be another one off the production line. And again, it's not just the players I've said and Tiago in particular. Benfica have a bunch of players. Some probably under 14s, 15s that I don't get to see or know them by name because I'm not there and I don't have access to these things. But in short, it's nice to see a good production line of players essentially. And Benfica, again, I don't know what's in the water, but it's testament to their scouts, their coaching, their philosophy, and all the way, not just away from coaching and scouting. I assume, I don't know how it works in Portugal, but player welfare or things around that is the philosophy that they've got is no mistake. Like, they've been doing this for a while now, and I have to rate it. It's sad because obviously you look at Porto, you look at Sporting, you look at Benfica, and you look at other couple clubs in other countries, and you would love to see that these clubs would be able to hold on to their homegrown players or players they've brought in from abroad and develop and see what they can achieve with their squad. But the beast we live in, the moment these players, whether it's young players showing potential, they're going to get plucked to join the big boys and become either the ones of many or players that can benefit them. Even if the players do stay, eventually they're sold. So how can you really create a competitive squad beyond your domestic league? I don't know, Champions League's wishful thinking, but maybe in what's that thing, Europa League and them sort of things there, people. But who knows? It is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. Like, I think he's a decent player. I'm sorry, people. I was gonna do this after the vid, but my hands are feeling kind of dry, bro. So, yeah, but he's a player I like, man. He can drive the ball forward, and potential is just potential at the end of the day, people. It means nothing. And like I said at the beginning of this vid, many players have got potential at 14, 15. At 20, people write them off, which is wrong, but maybe that's how they've always meant to be in terms of ability. So potential is just potential. Everybody's got it. It's about realising it. So we'll see how it goes. But he's a player I like, man, and Benfica can be proud of him. So there's not much more to say on that note. So people, DG, thank you for watching. Comment, subscribe, and do the rest if you wish. I'm out, personally.